Hi, welcome back to the channel. It's Iona, and today we're talking about the things keeping 30-something singles single. So stay tuned. Alright, so we've all been here. If you've been dating for a while and you're still single in your 30s and you don't want to be, we're going to talk about the reasons why. So number one reason is very obvious, and you would think, okay, I'm going to stop watching now, but it gets better. So I'm going to get to the obvious reasons first because it's something that we know but dismiss. And so the number one reason keeping us single is that we're not even trying. Now, 2020 was a great reason for us not trying because we only had dating apps and online dating and video chat, really, let's be real, especially in Australia with all the restrictions. But even before COVID, I would ask single women who were looking for someone what they were doing every weekend, and every weekend they would log what they did, and it was the exact same thing. They went to the same restaurants, the same pub, and I bet you in their daily routine, they never switched it up. So they went to the same gym at the same time. And if you're following the same pattern and going through this mundane routine and not changing anything, you're not going to change who you cross paths with unless you're doing online dating. But even so, just changing, maybe commuting by a train instead of a bus one day, or going to trying a new restaurant instead of going to the same pub every Saturday, that can be a game changer. I mean, it only takes that one chance meeting for you to be done with dating forever. You just need to have that one good meeting and one good date. So if you're single, switch your routine up. It's so simple. That's one thing you can do to, impact your love life this year. The next thing is not knowing what you want. Again, this is so obvious, but if you ask somebody in their 20s, in their 30s, and in their 40s, they will have a spectrum of different answers. So people in their 20s don't even have a list. They just want to have fun, and they'll tell you that they're just dating around so that they could figure out what they want in a relationship. Then you ask singles in their 30s and they'll give you a generic description most of the time. Something like, oh, I want someone who's kind and generous and friendly and nice. Well, that applies to everyone. You've forgotten big chunks here, like what he values, what he looks like, how he is with his family, what he thinks about kids. This is why singles in their 40s, they nail it. They nail it when it comes to knowing what they want, because the chances are they've got life experience and they've been married or they've been in multiple relationships and they know what they're looking for. Sure, it might be harder for them to find someone, but once they do, they know exactly what they want, and then they just commit to it. No games, just straight into it. So knowing what you want is very important, and if you need help figuring that out, I actually have a dating workbook for singles that I'll leave in the link, and it's just a good guideline, prompts for you to think about, and a workbook that you can do on your own. Okay, so then the next thing keeping you single is your self-esteem. So this is how you feel about yourself, but how you feel about the kind of relationship that you deserve. So a lot of people who have lower self-esteem and lower self-worth will think that they only deserve toxic relationships. So they keep attracting toxic relationships and accepting people into their lives, thinking that that's all they deserve. So again, if self-esteem is your issue, there are courses that you can take, mindset courses, books. Brene Brown is also has a whole bunch of really good books about vulnerability and self-esteem. So check those out. And we're going to get to the next one. So the next reason keeping you single is your emotional baggage. Your emotional baggage. So if you have a habit of dating men or women who are not so nice to you, who haven't treated you with respect, who've cheated on you, weren't very loyal, then you might come to accept that that's the norm, and then you fall into the same relationship over and over again. Or you punish your boyfriend or your girlfriend for mistakes that your exes have made. So bringing that emotional baggage doesn't do you any favors in your future relationship, and it takes time to declutter. But I find that the number one step to decluttering your emotional baggage is identifying it and knowing what it is in the first place, so that when those triggers come up, then you can eliminate them. Again, it's in the workbook that I'll mention below. They're just guided exercises, because once you identify the emotional baggage, you can figure out what kind of behaviors it triggers and then kind of reverse them, stop them as they're happening, because you can recognize them now. Okay, then the last thing keeping you single is your mindset. So your mindset is everything. It determines what you attract, what kind of dates you attract, what kind of people you meet, and you just have to protect it. So that's why I always say, if you're feeling jaded with dating, just stop, because you don't want to sabotage your own mindset. Because if you're thinking that dating apps don't work or there's no one out there for you, you're gonna attract more of the same. So your thoughts and words attract reality, right? So that's why your mindset, what you say and what you think, really, really matters. So there's lots of things you can do with mindset work. You can meditate, you can write affirmations. If you're not into that woo-woo stuff, I think mindfulness is good. Or if you're just feeling jaded and you're feeling like dating's not working for you, maybe just pause and stop and come back to it when you feel like it again. So these are the 5 top things keeping 30-something singles single. Let me know if you can relate to any of them. And as usual, if you like this video, please leave a comment, like, or subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.